Hello, welcome to this week's hashtag Toe to Toe. I am delighted to say we are joined this week by Luke Campbell, Andy Clarke as well. Luke, didn't go your way on Saturday night, but first of all, congratulations, because it was a superb performance from yourself. Yeah. And what a special night. How are you reflecting on it?
Yeah, obviously, you know, I'm gutted that I didn't get the decision I wanted to get, but listen, it is what it is. You know, I left everything in the ring. I gave it my best, and I can definitely, watching back from the performance, I can see things where I can improve and get better, and that's exactly what I'll do.
What was your assessment, Andy?
It was a very good performance, and he's rightly picked up a lot of plaudits since Saturday. It's always good to see someone, when they lose a fight, get the just reward, if you like, in terms of the court of public opinion, and that's definitely happened, because in Lomachenko we do have an exceptional fighter, and he had to be that on Saturday. That's the key point. He had to be what he is supposed to be to beat him, because he turned in a world-class performance on Saturday night, and I don't think anybody could argue any different.
I loved your reaction when you were asked, you know, was he good? Was he better than you expected? And you were like, well, he beat me, and it was just perfect way to sum it up, I thought.
I heard a few laughs in the crowd, like, after that one.
It was a good line, and to say you thought of it on the spot as well. So many questions coming in for you.
Throw as well.
Keith wants to know, if you were to fight Loma again, what would you do differently? You've spoken about how you've watched it back. You've seen some things that you wanted to change. Did you do differently?
There's definitely a few things in there that I would tweak and change and would do differently. But here's the thing: I'm not going to give his next opponents the blueprint of beating him. You know, they can figure it out themselves. So I know what I'd need to do personally, but I'm not going to let anyone else know to beat him.
You're nodding your head, Andy. From what you saw, is there anything that you would say tweaked for Luke in particular?
I think when you're fighting someone like him, and I think at any kind of top level, if you box them again, the fight would probably be different, and you'd have to react in a different way.
He adapts a lot.
That's it. That's it. And that's top level boxing.
Yeah.
That's why you concentrate on yourself and not on the opponent, because you back yourself to respond and adapt and reply to whatever it is that they do. Nothing's ever too rigid when you get to that top level, because it can't be, can it?
No, like you say, you're a top fighter. You got to adapt. You know, if someone's coming at you in a different style and doing something differently, then you adapt and change things up yourself as well. So there is that.
Sam says, is Lomachenko as good as people think he is, or is he beatable? Do you think he is beatable? Is he beatable at lightweight? I
think everyone's beatable. I think that's why boxing is so exciting, because it can get changed in a single punch. You know, it's boxing that is exciting, and you do see massive upsets and stuff like that. And you know, this is exciting about the sport.
Was he as good as you were expecting, or was he better than you expected, or as you expected?
It was as I expected. You know, I've known him for a long time now, and seen him about on the circuits for many years, and he's always been exceptional, and I was prepared to go in there with someone who was exceptional, and you know, I needed to give my best.
Okay, Harry wants to know what area of Loma's style did he struggle most with?
Like he can do everything. He's one of them. You know, his selection of shots, his distance control, is in and out of range, like without even you knowing, really. You know, he's got many qualities.
The thing with Lomachenko as well is, some people have said in the aftermath that because of his footwork being so good, he doesn't necessarily always throw a punch, but that can apply the pressure on itself.
Yeah, front foot pressure is definitely a thing with all top fighters, and the first round in particular was quite instructive, because you're both just having a good look at each other, and what he can do in the first 2 or 3 rounds, and you've seen him do it quite often, is he'll just suck the life out of his opponent by making them obsess about what he's going to do. And
the mental side of things.
That's it. Yeah. And Luke didn't do that. He didn't fall into that trap. Lomachenko was having to think just as hard about what he was doing as Luke was thinking about what Vasily was going to do, and that's what made it a good fight, because often people are beaten before they've started against him.
We asked the question before the fight of how much of a mental challenge compared to a physical challenge it would be for yourself. How much did you find it?
Well, everyone was certainly trying to test my mental strength because, you know, not only did I have to prepare to go in the ring against someone who's ranked #1 pound for pound in the world, but also I had to deal with everybody's opinion and that I was going to get wiped out and going to get beaten easy. So I had that on top of the other as well. You know, no one really thought I'd have a chance or give me a fair shake really. So, but listen, you don't get where you are today through other people's opinions. You just got to believe in yourself and put the workforce with it, and then anything can be possible.
You always have to put blinkers on you, don't you, to kind of filter it all out. And fight week as well, you had to contend with one of Lomachenko's team constantly in your eye line, staring you down. The first time we saw it, we were always like, what's going on
weird.
here? It's
I
bizarre,
didn't think much of it, to be fair. I thought it was just funny, like, I don't know what someone over there who I'd never met before just staring at me, like,
constantly, wherever you were in fight week,
I don't
he
know
was
what
there.
it feels like I'm gonna do to that, you know.
Did he speak to you? Just
No, we even just staring. That's it. But you know, let him stare. What's he gonna get from it?
Aoife wants to know, what's the biggest thing that you've taken away from Saturday's fight, do you think?
I just feel like everybody's support, how everybody's saying how I performed. I believe that there's much more to come from me, and I'm excited for the future.
Where does the future lie? What are you thinking of next?
I'd like to be out again before the end of the year. Keep the momentum going, and the ball's rolling now, and I want to keep on top of that. Be back in the gym, like you say, and we'll just keep moving, keep working.
Where would you like to see Luke go next? Potential, I don't know, Linares rematch perhaps? Is that something that...
Yeah, most definitely. I'd love the rematch there. If I can get the rematch with Linares, then really I'm cleaning my record. I've only got one real loss on my record then, which would be Loma.
That's the itch you want to scratch?
I don't see why not. I mean, he did step up to super lightweight, Linares, but it didn't exactly go well. So coming back down to lightweight for him might make sense. Other than that, it's just a case really of just keeping motivated and busy until he gets another chance to fight for a world title, because he's proved now twice that that's where he is, that's where he belongs, and the promoter has got to do their job and get those opportunities for him. It won't be easy in the short term, because we know what will happen, which is that Lomachenko will fight the winner of Commey against Lopez, which is mid-December, so you'd imagine that'll probably happen April, May time maybe, and then who knows what he'll do after that.
Well, we've got another couple of pay-per-views and we're coming up on Sky. We've got one in October, of course, your stablemate Josh Taylor's in that one. But in December, your former Team GB mate, Anthony Joshua, rematch with Ruiz. How do you see that one going?
I think it'll be a great fight. I think Joshua's, really got... I can see he's really up for this. Like, I can see how angry and whatever. I don't know. I just feel like he's angry for what happened last time. He certainly don't want that to happen again, and you can see he's.
You think he wins a rematch?
I think he's in for. I think he wins a rematch. Personally, yes, I do. I think maybe the other guy shocked him a little bit, but I think he'll be prepared now, and like I say, I think he'll be training his butt off to go and perform and get his belts back. Definitely.
Luke, been a pleasure, and thank you very much for coming in.
You.
It's very short after the fight that you come in. We were all rather surprised, but it's been a pleasure having you in. Enjoy a few weeks off.
Thank you very much.
Have a bit of a rest. Andy, good to see you. Don't forget you can download the podcast, which Luke and Andy are on. That'll be available on iTunes a little bit later on.
Sky Sports. Feel it all.